Disc golf tips for beginners. Let's talk about building your bag, and more specifically, let's talk about layering discs in your bag. What that means is that you have specific molds that you like the best, that you rely on, that you go to time and time again. Once you isolate those molds and figure out which ones those are that you like, carry multiples of each of those molds. You can use things like the wear, the plastic type, and also the weight to kind of vary the flight paths that those individual molds will take. Therefore, you can have multiples that will fly differently, cover you on more shots, but it's still the same disc that you know, that you trust, and that you enjoy throwing. For me, I have multiple discs in my bag that I carry multiple versions of that disc. I have multiple soft magnets, I have a regular magnet as well, I have multiple Latitude 64 Caltrops, I have 3 Gobies, I have 2 Furies, and I also have many Discraft Thrashers, which are my go-to distance driver. For professional players, a lot of the times they will utilize plastic types to get variations in the flights, but sometimes they will also just use wear. They'll have the same disc and the same plastic, but the most broken in one will be the most understable, the freshest one will be the most overstable, and in between will be in between. Now, for newer players or amateur players, it's kind of difficult to do that for your bag, especially if you want to throw premium plastic, because if you're not throwing with a lot of speed, if you're not playing a lot, it's going to take you a long time to break in these premium plastic discs and start to see super noticeable differences in the flight paths. For me, what I've found to be more effective is to utilize the different types of plastic and also sometimes the weight as well to vary the flight path you can get out of that one specific disc. The reason you want to do this is that you're concentrating your effort and your energy on building a bag out of the discs that you like to throw the most, discs that you're comfortable with, discs that you're confident in, and that you like for a reason. If you like that disc, you like it for a reason. It feels good in your hand, it works really well with your arm speed, it works really well with your throwing style. There's a lot of different reasons why we love our favorite discs, and once you find those discs, I definitely recommend having multiples of them to cover you out there on the course. So we're not going to go through my whole bag, but I figure I have the most variation and the most different versions of the Discraft Thrasher, which is my go-to distance driver. So let's take a look at them and I'll give you some examples. Okay, so most understable by far is a flat top ESP. It's 165, so it's lighter weight, it is flat, and it is an ESP plastic, and this one is extremely understable. I can start it on hyzer, it'll pop up straight. I can start it on hyzer and throw it hard, it'll pop up, turn over. I can throw it flat, get it to move right. I can throw it for rollers, all that kind of good stuff. Uphill and downhill distance, it works well. Great flippy distance driver. Now, the next step up in stability is this Big Z one. It is a little bit more stable. I like this one more for flip-up shots and my max distance shots, but I can throw it with a little bit more power, a little bit more confidence, because it's definitely not nearly as understable as that 165 ESP. So I know I can control this one a little bit better, but it still gets big distance. Now, I've tested a lot of these different types of thrashers because of this system. I'm trying to get as much coverage out of one mold as I can get. So I decided to check out this X Thrasher because this was a plastic type I have not yet tried. This one ends up flying pretty similar to my little bit broken in Big Z I just showed you. So I think I'm going to carry this one to throw in similar situations, and maybe I'll use this one if I need to throw like over water or something along those lines where I might lose it, because it's a little bit cheaper to replace and I'm not really that worried about it. My two kind of go-to throwers, my workhorses, are these two Zs. These are basically just like regular Z plastic thrashers. I throw these a ton. These are the most kind of neutral stability. I can throw them hard, but they still go really straight and have some finish to them. I start them generally on a little bit of hyzer, let them pop up and go, but they're stable enough that I can throw those for distance and I feel really comfortable and confident with them. And then on the far end of the spectrum, the Sparkle Glow Z Thrashers, these are by far the most overstable. Now when you're talking about the difference between this one right here, the Z Glow Sparkle, and my ESP, they might as well be completely different discs. I mean, they're nowhere near the same in terms of stability. But no matter which of these I grab and pull out of my bag to throw a shot with, it's a Thrasher. I know this disc. I like this disc. I love this disc. I've thrown it a million times. It feels the same in the hand. And all of that transfers into more confidence and more comfort out there on the course. So this is a way that you can have a more simplified bag system, a more professional bag system, cover you on a ton of different shot shapes, but you don't have to have a ton of different molds. Because if you have all different drivers to fill in those different slots and you lose one, it's just a little bit trickier to replace. It's less consistent. It just doesn't work out quite as well. That is my advice for you in this video. If you have any questions about this or anything else disc golf related, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Check me out on Instagram at DiscGolfNerd1 on Instagram if you want to check out what I'm up to, and I will check you later. Cheers. Thank you so much for watching, and big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. If you would like to see your name listed in the credits of all of my videos, go to patreon.com/discgolfnerd.